by Amber Rodriguez.
I'm Amber Rodriguez, hosting EWC Cultural News Today. LGBTQ erasure in the education system is a current rising concern in the United States. The controversy that sparked the debate of LGBTQ topics discussed in schools was the Don't Say Gay bill signed by Florida's governor earlier this spring. The law bans lessons on sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through third grade and other material that is not deemed age appropriate. Parents, families, educators, youth, and allies across Florida and the nation protested the bill in support of the LGBTQ community, especially for the younger generation facing discrimination with the onslaught of anti-LGBTQ bills happening across states. The school newspaper called Viking Saga at Northwest High in Grand Island, Nebraska, published their June edition mentioning the Don't Say Gay bill, Pride Month, and other LGBTQ topics. Northwest Public Schools shut down the journalism program 3 days after the publication. The school district administration notified the staff and students of the shutdown of its journalism program in Viking Saga through email. According to Grand Island Independent, this email stated that the school board and superintendent were unhappy with the last issue's editorial content. Northwest Public Schools has not yet told media outlets specifically why the journalism program was canceled, but this abrupt end to a 54-year-old publication infuriated students, journalists, and LGBTQ members across Nebraska. Former students and press freedom advocates believe the elimination of the journalism program over its LGBTQ topics is a form of censorship. 3 articles in the newspaper covered LGBTQ issues, and the remaining 12 articles did not mention those topics. According to a report by the New York Times, a month prior to the shutdown of Grand Island's journalism program, the newspaper students were ordered to use the names they were given at birth by bylines because their preferred names were controversial. At least 3 students in the classroom identified as transgender. In this photo provided by the Grand Island Independent, 2 students who worked on the final edition of the school newspaper are seen holding a rainbow flag in front of Northwest High School. Marcus Pinnell, on the left, identifies as a transgender man, but was published with his birth name in the byline of his final article for the Viking Saga due to the school's new policy. His final article was an opinion piece about the Don't Say Gay bill in the school newspaper. Pinnell wrote, "The more resources students have available to put into words what they are feeling, the more they'll be ready for anything or any person that life throws at them." The erasure of the LGBTQ community is a nationwide issue that's occurring in our own school districts, towns, and newsrooms in Nebraska. In response to the shutdown, on August 29th, the Nebraska chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union sent a letter to Superintendent Jeff Edwards and the Northwest School Board warning the school of legal action. In the letter, ACLU notified the administration that the school district violated the students' freedom of speech and equal protection under the Nebraska and United States Constitution. Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972 prohibits sex-based discrimination in any school or education program that receives funding from the federal government. ACLU demanded that the school district restore its journalism program and newspaper, along with other actions and policies to protect LGBTQ students. In the next segment, I will update you on the response of Northwest School Board to this localized concern of LGBTQ student journalists and their constitutional rights to freedom of speech. I'm Amber Rodriguez, your host for EWC Cultural News Today, and this is LGBTQ erasure in Nebraska journalism.
You've been listening to EWC Cultural News Today, hosted by Amber Rodriguez. If you'd like to make suggestions, email us at ewcfacts@gmail.com. That's ewcfacts@gmail.com. This has been an EWC Communication production.